Welcome back to my channel. So I'm doing a very interesting little job here. When I built this extension, this was the existing back wall of the house and we had a series of windows in here. And what we decided to do, because the whole room's very contemporary, is create a pencil window, if you like, to go through. This is just a glazed screen between the rooms to let light all the way through, so you can see all the way through the house. You can see there's a window beyond me. And on the opposite side of the room, we've got the doors. When I formed the stud work, I put round this simple lining, and it was just MDF, which created the perfect aperture. We then, with the plaster bead, went to here, and now we're going to put a lining round, put a double glazed safety glass unit in the middle. So this job is just simply cutting the linings up, fixing them round, putting the glass in, to sort of see how straightforward it is, using a rail saw basically. So this is just standard green MDF, so moisture resistant MDF. So I need to make up all of my pieces of the lining, so I'm working pretty remote and I'm using a full-on battery setup, battery extractor and a battery rail saw, brand new from Hilti. So this is a great opportunity to use it. So I'm gonna make up all these pieces. I need like two sides, a top and a bottom, and the same for the inside, so it's effectively 8 pieces. The wall's beautifully plumb on the side where I'm working, and that means that the lining is parallel. And on the opposite side, the existing inside of the house is slightly out of plumb, so I'll cut those individually. But for now, I'm going to bring out some stools, bring out a sheet of MDF, and we'll start breaking it up. What I'm going to do is cut the overall heights, okay? So I'll do that in one go, and that's 1952. That's the same for all of the pieces. And the reason why it's the same is because we have a sublining that I'd already made in MDF, nice and accurately. So when I came to do this job, it was very easy. So 1952, there we go. And then we'll set up our new saw. Right, so we are away. This is an absolute beauty. 22 volt on the Neuron. Hilti lovers out there have been waiting for this. I keep getting messages about it. People saying, do you know when it's available? Well, it's available now, I believe. Here it is. And we'll start off with a single rail. Beautiful quality. So we're going to stick one across there, and then we're going to join them together. Put this out the way. Keep it clean. Right, so on auto. Well, let's get the first cut in, which is effectively the height of all of my lining legs. So I'm doing that now to save cutting them to length when they're done. All I need to do then is rip through them as well. Clamp this on, it's always good, I think. It takes a few more seconds to clamp it on, but you know for a fact it's not going to slip anywhere or move, and they don't tend to move if you're on a very flat base. But if the board's got a bit of a bend in it, or your stools aren't even, then as you're coming through it might steer. That's the same for all rails and all rail saws, not just this. I'm cutting 18 mil. I'm going to set that to 18. Well, I'm going to go about 20 actually. With the plus, it's got a plus and minus. Minus means off rail, plus means on rail, and that's it. That's ready to go. I've adjusted the small wheels here, which give you a much nicer friction fit. And what's quite nice about this one is it's not that's contacting it. They've got a band which runs through here. A little band, which is quite a nifty little feature. That's it, let's get my headphones on. Here we go. I knew I had them somewhere. Nice clean cut. Now we join the rails together. this out the way. Use the board edge, and then we're not going to go far wrong. When you're using a rail that's joined together, any rail, it's really useful to handle it carefully and check it periodically to make sure that you've not jarred it or knocked it. And that's ready to go. So now I need to have 3 rips at 171mm. So we'll start by doing that here. And we'll clamp it on again. Pull it back onto the stools a little bit so we get it caught by this bit of button here. Nice. Yeah. Nice bit of kit. Right, okay, so I've got my lining sides and my head and my bottom. And they're absolutely gorgeous. No rubbing down needed. Brand new blade. Can't beat that. Absolutely beautiful. Let me show you just how nice that is. All off the measure. And try and get you round. I mean, really nice and flush, perfectly smooth. Yeah, it's a good bit of kit, nice bit of kit. It's nice and light, and it's yeah, super powerful. I think it's ball battery. It's incredible, isn't it? Anyway, so I'm going to cut those to length and then take them in. So 636 is what we need. Head and the top and the bottom. Mark those across, and then we can just use this. We can just use the saw now off the rail, which I'll take that back to 20, so we're not overcutting, and use a couple of pieces of timber underneath, sacrificial bits, and then that'll be perfect. It's so accurate as well, absolutely on the money, because when you're cross cutting with one of these saws, you use that and it's exactly the edge of the blade, so it's really, really nicely set up. So I need 2 of those. There's one. Go again. 636. Square that across. So using the square against here and offering this red guide against the pencil line, pull the square up, and that is going to be absolutely spot on. So it's a really nice way of using a rail saw for cross cuts. So in a few minutes I've got the sides and I've got the head and the sole plate, if you like, or the top and the bottom of the lining to go in. So I'm going to get them in and we'll get them fixed round, and then we'll get the glass in and do the back side. So I pinned the lining round, I've shimmed it all and made it all exactly in line with the lining next door where I've already done this nice cupboard here. You can see this is where all of our services are. So we bring everything down here, in here, all the local services. And then I just made an MDF door here to go around that. So this is the lining in fixed now. You can see it's ready for the glass, which is what I'm going to do now. So that's about it for this job. Just going to take the arises off with a little bit of glass paper. Yeah, it's come out really nice. So this was just a double glaze sealed unit that we ordered online. It's a safety glass, of course, because anything below 900mm has to be safety glass. Whether it's double glazed, single glazed, it has to be safety. And then once I'd made the bits up, the linings, it was just a matter of pinning them back in. I used a compriband tape, which is an expanding glazing tape, on the back of the rebate, if you like, against the unit, and I used it on the other side as well. So there's basically a lining on this side and a sublining on that side as well, and that's it. It's so easy, but it's going to look amazing. We've got a very thin, small architrave which covers up these, and a skirting that runs all the way through the bottom. So yeah, a little easy job. Just one sheet of MDF, which is about £35 for a moisture resistant, and glazed unit, which was around about £140. We made the opening when we built it, and my time this afternoon was probably about 2 or 3 hours. So for a couple of £100 during the course of the build, you can really create a nice feature like this, just a simple window.